And it's again the trend of games too. Like the longer they're out, the more people. It's kind of been the story of the Zerg a bit. Like when the game first came out, Zerg struggled, but as players kind of learn the tools and learn how to react, because the onus is on the Zerg player to defend and the Terran or Protoss to be aggressive.
Hmm.
You kind of see the players that are more defensive become better at defending. That's what we've kind of seen in this case. But because with the Ling Bane, every time it re-enters the meta, it's nice and fresh. But I digress. Like this is PvT, not ZVZ. Spawning in the top right position. It is sending a probe across the map already, playing the DPG. The Protoss player from South Korea, Hero.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have his opponent, the Mexican Terran player representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Special.
What's the purpose of this early scout light? Is it because it doesn't really block anything? Is it just to get eyes on straight away, or?
Yeah, it's to get eyes on
You
straight
know?
away, and it's to do this little dance that we know and love and Terrans hate, and that is especially Hero. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but every opportunity he gets, he will be aggressive. He will be in your face. Ooh, and sometimes to his detriment as he loses that probe.
Yeah, he's now getting in Hades' face now.
Oh.
To the underworld. Wait, do probes have souls? I think. Do they have autonomy like? Because they. Anyway, some of them just wander. Some of them stop working.
Yeah, I know the Dragoons have like High Templar, the souls of High Templar in them, but I don't know about probes. It would be kind of rough if like a High Templar had to be reincarnated as a probe. Like, it's a bit of a step down.
Yeah, that'd be very rough. I don't know. What if you like? What if you're meant to just if you're a zealot and you're supposed to hold the gate and you let Zerglings in, and the whole colony dies? I think then a probe reincarnates.
Your punishment is to become a probe. Oh.
Yeah, not just a probe. You're the probe that has to cannon rush by itself, and you got like 10 drones chasing you. High octane lifestyle.
Smooge, Buffy Smooge. And you're just perpetually stuck in that position because you just keep bringing brought back as that same probe.
100%. 100%. You die and you get reincarnated into a probe, and then you get pulled off the mineral line to try and continue.
Oh my god.
We have a Marauder on the way, and we have a Stargate on the way.
Yeah, here we go. So Hero is going for a Stargate opener, kind of what we expect to see here on Data C. Oh my god, the Reaper does barely scout and get a probe kill. But as you pointed out, this is very interesting from Special, going to be very aggressive. We don't see Marauder openers like this too often anymore.
Marauders are so thick. Look at him run. That animation. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, no, run away!
Oh, run away, Puppy, run away. Fun fact, because of the Stargate opener, Special actually cancelled his second Marauder. He only went for one and then immediately went for an add-on swap.
Oh wow, and it does lose some Marauder. Cyclone is going to come out, so the Cyclones are a very good utility unit. Actually, a unit, except for in TVZ, they're pretty great, but they drop off heaps at a certain point. But yeah, we have an Oracle on the way, like.
Do you have the Oracle on the way? And Special's fully aware of that. That's why he prioritized making this Cyclone. Unfortunately, Special is on the back foot. Like, his opener kind of fell in its face, and he had to quickly try and readjust to make sure he didn't take too much damage from this Oracle. So, yeah, a very, very solid opener here from Hero.
Yeah, a Phoenix follow-up, quite common. That's going to be a little bit aggressive. Actually, is he going to get in? Yes, he does. And he's going to come back down and catch these Marines.
Yeah, exactly. He smells blood in the water. He goes to the Marines. It looks like he will lose his Oracle, though. Maybe overextending Hero a little bit.
Looks like Special is going to stabilize, maybe gearing up to third base, actually, is Hero. So, what do you do with these two Cyclones? So, you've invested quite a bit into them. Can you go for some map light, or is it just too risky?
I think the problem is that there could be a second Oracle, right? Like 2 Oracle openers are quite common, so we have to be a little bit careful about that. Looks like Special is going to keep one at home and he's going to send the other out to maybe even catch it as it moves out across the map. But what we can see is that Hero only made a single Oracle and went into that second Phoenix or first Phoenix.
Yeah, most certainly. Especially Blink going to be a follow-up as well. Phoenix, is he going to commit here? I'm not sure. Maybe just use a bit of scouting. Maybe just use it in case there's drops or henceforth things dealt with. But it looks like Special's just getting his infrastructure up. He may be going. He's dropping a bump. Actually, I was going to say maybe going for a bit of a timing, but still quite possible too. Getting a third gas. Meanwhile, Hero is just this looks pretty standard despite the early game skirmishes. This looks like a regular, EVP maybe 45 seconds later.
Pretty much. As we get into this, could you bring the mic up?
What? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I didn't even move it. I just stopped.
It's all good, puppy. It's all good. But what I think is beautiful, mate, beautiful. What I think is pretty interesting here is that we do see quite a lot of Marauders being made here. Would you have the high ground vision immediately? These Cyclones are going to be picked up.
Yeah, actually, wow, it does have a little bit of time before we can blink out of here. Let's do the little cutesy blinks before committing out of the base. There's a lot of Marauders. Actually, there we go. Yeah, it's a scary looking army for Special. How many racks does he have? He's got 3 racks left. I feel like Hero does certainly wants to keep tabs here because we're going to have a move out very soon from Special once his medevac spot.
Yeah, we have confirmation it is going to be 2-base play because 2 more Raxes get thrown down, 5 Raxes in total. This is going to be a bit of a hefty push here, hitting with +1, hitting with even 1-1. But Hero is doing a great job containing, and the longer the Special's contained, the more comfortable Hero is going to be recognizing that, okay, my opponent's all in and I just have to slow this down.
100% light as we see. There's some infrastructure going down, some shield batteries, a forge as well. Hero, I think he's in prime position here. He's up in workers, and I'm surprised to see Special's just dropping a 3rd CC now. Is that normal? I feel like it's a little bit late.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit desperate. Like, it's on location for a reason. Like, he knows how late it is, so he has to get it up and running ASAP. At the same time, he's moving out across the map, but I just don't know if this army really has what it takes. I mean, to be fair, there are a lot of Marauders here, so maybe I'm underestimating it a little bit. It can trade quite well against the Gateway army.
100%. And Marauders certainly do have that staying power, especially against an army. Oh! Aggressive blink there, especially against that army so dense in Stalkers we see here. And Hero has to be a bit careful here because it's quite a bit in the open. And with the medevacs and the Marauders, they're going to tank, and the longer they're around, the more DPS they deal.
Oh, exactly. Charge is done, by the way, but look at how massive this bio army is for Special. He's going to be moving on ever more. We do see some nice blinks coming out from Hero again, just falling back to his 3rd base, but a double drop is headed towards the main. Oh.
There's indeed dropping the main, a warp incoming, even a bit of a recall, quite a large recall, and Special's going to want to be a bit aggressive now, seeing just how many units are going into the main, but that's a big chunk of Special's army just taken out. I mean, your economy is this much lower. Yeah, you need as much kind of efficiency as possible.
Yeah, we do see the rest of his army rotate over towards the 3rd base. Nice target firing on that shield battery. He's trying to stutter step against these zealots, but his army doesn't have any staying power. There are no medevacs.
Certainly is, and he has got a couple extra workers now, and his economy is not looking as bad, especially the 3rd CC opening up, but that is a lot of units. But the units loss isn't too bad. There's a Widowmine in the main line.
Oh my god. Widowmine's going to be going off. 6 probes go down in the main. There was another Widowmine at the natural, but it does go down before the shot goes off. And Hero has successfully defended. He did lose a decent amount of probes, but Special also threw away a lot of army.
Yeah, oh, there's a Widowmine in the middle of the map too. Something to consider too is, like, Hero didn't lose any core support units, like from a Robo or Stargate, because he didn't really have any, so not too bad, I'd say. Supply is up a bit for the Protoss player, but with the economy this high, they might just go for the Swarm style Hero is known for. Can Special hold?
That's the question. He does have a decent amount of Widow Mines behind this, so with the perfect Widow Mine connections, he can deal with all these Zealots and make short work of those Stalkers as well. So Special is going to try and go for that engagement. At the same time, Hero is going for another massive warping of Zealots.
Yeah, a lot of Zealots and Stalkers here. There are some Widow Mines, and you see Special here shielding them, making sure that Special has to, so Hero has to commit if he wants to kill them. But it looks like, oh, he's going to push down as this Widow, I can't talk like, as this Warp Prism heads towards the main, and extra angle coming here from Hero too.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He's forcing Special to split up his army right now, and then Hero is going to commit to the attack at the third base. He does have detection because of this Observer, so it looks like we have a scan from Special, but he can't get the Observer.
I cannot, so Phineas goes down. These Zealots going to be running in. It looks like these Widow Mines do get a reasonable amount of damage. SCVs are pulled, but Special is going to be able to hold. And despite catching those Widow Mines, he could not jump on the opportunity here. And, oh, as the Widow Mine takes out that Observer. Well, Widow Mine drops in the main of Hero too, and he's forcing a recall. Like, there's action everywhere.
Oh, there is. We do see Widow Mine shots going off, but nice reactions there from Hero. He only loses 2 workers to both of those Widow Mines. Meanwhile, the Prism, no, it's going to go down. It's just right over the army of Special, so a little bit of mispathing there from Hero. A little bit of an all-army hockey, I think, from that. But Hero has teched up. He now has Colossi on the way.
Certainly do, but hold that thought. Special is now going to be aggressive. There's a lot of units here, however, for Hero, and even though there's some Widow Mines, he could just blink away, as we see there, and the 2 Colossus now joining the fray. Despite being a very Marauder-heavy army, it's going to be hard to kind of break here for Special, I feel.
Yeah, it really is. Shield Battery goes down once again, but the Colossi goes ham on the Bio Army. A lot of Widow Mines are going to be burrowing here, and the shots are going to be going off of the sentries.
Yeah, pretty good shot there, actually taking a lot of the shields away from a lot of these units, but it looks like Hero is going to be able to hold. He's got 2 Disruptors on the way, and Special's just going to yeet on out of there as he sends some Widow Mines to the 4th base up here.
Yeah, they
like
just
on it.
They waddle on in. Widow Mine shots are going to be going off, but only gets 2 more probes. Again, Hero is so quick to react, so quick to respond to those Widow Mines, but now we have a massive Doom Drop going into the main.
We certainly do, but oh no, recalls on. It's on what's it called, like cooldown. Oh no, it's actually going to be working.
Oh my god, the recall is on cooldown. The army has to try and blink up into the main base. So far, this drop actually hasn't done too much. Does get 7 probes.
Yeah, it is trading out a lot of the Zealots. Expect to see it do a little bit more now that the Zealot buff is gone, but no, grabs it. Disruptor actually is going to yeet on out of there. Does lose quite a bit as the 4th base is now under threat as well. Like, oh my days.
Oh my god, it is going to be under threat. We do have an overcharge to try and keep it alive. 1 Disruptor already got focused down, maybe a second behind this. He really wants that next side, but he's not going to get it.
No, he's focusing. No, he's not focusing it down. It looks like, oh, maybe he is. He's not going to get it, however, as he said, like, and now, how do you stop this ball of Protoss? You do not. GG is called. Hero takes our game number 1.
GG. Special with a hyper aggressive style there, with a very late third and a very underdeveloped third base as well. Special had no intention for the game to go on any longer, and to be fair, he almost pulled it off. He was almost able to break the back of Hero, but Hero was just so quick to react to the constant harassment, the constant drops. It was impressive.
Yeah, most certainly. It's a style of Protoss that it's, I feel like against, sorry, a style of Terran that I feel like against the more traditional Protoss play style. That's whether, you know, you've got the supporting, you got your Blink Stalkers, you've got your core of the supporting Robo units. You might be able to pick them apart a little bit more, but by the time you kind of got to the point you was doing the great multitasking, Hero just had so many units and was able to sufficiently deal with every front.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. He had the units, and he also had the attention span as well to keep up with everything that was going on. So very impressive play there by Hero. And now we're going to be getting into game number 2. As we get into game number 2, we just got an update. It looks like Solar versus Dark did just finish over on Beomorph's channel. Unfortunately, we don't exactly know what the score was. So someone is waiting in the finals. Don't know who.
I'll tell you who. Like, it's not these guys because they're playing in the quarterfinal. It's the semifinal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Spawning in the top left position. Our semi-finalist number 1. playing for DPG, the South Korean Red Protoss. It is Hero.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Moondance, we have his opponent, the Mexican Terran player representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Special.
Now, Light, I need your expertise because I know you are Mexican.
Excuse me?
Is it Mexico or is it Mexico?
In Mexico, Bobby, Mexico.
You said Mexico.
I did. But I'm also not Mexican.
Yeah, I know. That's okay, Light.
Oh my god. It's
Peruvian.
like it's like when people say Germany, but it's like Alemania.
Deutschland.
Deutschland.
Alemania.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Alemania in Spanish.
Oh, is it? Okay. It sounds like somewhere Julius Caesar went in his conquest of the Gauls.
Mate, you've been playing a lot of Total War.
I have. Yeah, look at this interaction. Oh, the 1v1!
Oh.
Bro gets the STV. And he gloats, he's like, come at me, bro. And Special's like, nah, get out of here. And Probe's like, no, I'm gonna go around the other side.
Oh, he hasn't had enough. He wants another SCV.
Oh my god. It's still a little, like, the fact you have a player like Hero that, does everything every player does, but micros his probe, like, it's Archon mode, right? And
Yeah.
and you just have, like, a scouting probe, you're gonna be as annoying as possible.
Yeah.
Like, it shows the caliber of these players.
Mate, he avoids the Marine, by the way. He sneaks around the edge of the natural. He avoids the Marine, and he's coming back in. He wants the SCV, puppy. He wants it.
He does want. He's gonna die. At the very least, he's gonna delay mining time.
Oh.
Oh no!
He forces the second SCV down to the low ground again. He's just forcing more lost mine time, forcing Special to be that much more inefficient.
Is he gonna juke the Marine though? Like,
oh.
No.
F's in the chat isn't able to juke the Marine. Once again, Hero is going to be opening up Robo first.
Robo first. Now, like, I'm a Zerg player. I don't know the nuances as to see if he's gonna get killed again.
It's so close! Whoa, he delays it!
Oh my god. That is tilting, 100%.
Go on. What were you
Is this
saying?
Sorry, I was gonna say, what is the what's the strengths here of the Robo? Obviously you can. When I say a Robo, to me it kind of indicates that the opponent's not gonna have many units. They're gonna be going for a little bit of. You have the Observer here, maybe a War Prism. What is this going to tell you if you're the Terran players? It's tell you, you can be a bit more abusive with air units. It's tell you can, look out for your opponent's going to be gearing up into a later game. What do you say, lad?
Yeah, I mean, typically a Robo opener typically means that the Protoss player is going to be safer. They have access to Immortals. They can be aggressive if they go for a faster Robotics Bay off of this. But with the addition of these gateways, and because we're talking about Hero of all players, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a fast War Prism. There we go, and he's going to be very aggressive with his first handful of gateway units. Like, we were talking about this earlier, Hero, he's the kind of player where at every opportunity he has, he is going to be aggressive, he is going to be in your face, as we saw with that probe early on, and that's going to continue here into the early to mid game.
Yeah, it reminds me of something Artosis said ages back. I think it was either Artosis or Day 9 about like maximizing the efficiency of a unit through micro.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have to remember what that was from, but yeah, just Hero gets the the maximum out of all of his units. As we see a War Prism picking up to cancel the lock on there, kind of force the special the scatter. It's one of those things where you see the full potential, and you're seeing the best out of the best control possible. Of course, he's prone to slip-ups, which does happen, but Hero's just a fantastic player. Who needs Blink when you can just micro like this, lad?
Yeah, but he's got Blink. He's basically got Blink right now. He's shaving off so many of these units of Special. He's trying to force his way up this ramp, but the Stalkers, they just refuse to die.
It's incredible. And oh no, you can't lift up the Warp Prism. But yeah, like it's incredible to watch, and it's something that I feel like it's easy to lose appreciation for when you know so oversaturated with StarCraft, but
Mhm.
just taking a step back and seeing just how brilliant these players are, Special as well as a phenomenal player in his own right.
Mhm.
It's something that really helps drive StarCraft as a spectator sport.
It really is. It really is. And kind of we'll see how this all leads and it all turns out here for Hero, as he's going to be going for a bit of a recall. Actually, Liberator gets across the map and we have very little anti-air. We just used a warp in. So yeah, this is going to give Special quite a bit of breathing room.
Does too. As we see again, no third gas taken from Special. So actually, as I said, he drops it right now. So never mind. This observer has a full scout off. These extra barracks just confirm that we're going to have a extra barracks. In 2 immortals in that war prison. Now with that Cyclone Dawn, I feel like this has a little bit more potential. No, there's 2 Cyclones. Like, oh my days, is this risky? Spec player?
Yeah, I mean, the Cyclones, they did survive, but we do see Hero. He wants that tank. Oh my god, he's crazy.
Yeah, no, gonna get pushed away. He's gonna see these 2 Cyclones. I'm gonna see at least one of them. Yeah, no, that could have been a lot worse for both players, but no, it's pretty tame in all respects.
Oh yeah, that could have been disastrous, mate. Aye. We do see Hero is able to keep the Immortals alive, just keeping an eye on his opponents. It looks like the Observer in the main base did finally go down due to the Raven coming out from Special. So finally he's going to be able to hide, you know, what his follow-up is going to be as the Immortals come back in.
Damn, they hit a lot of damage to those Cyclones, but yeah, actually picking up the Cyclones here to kind of tail these units is a really cute move by Special, as we have a turret going down, but it looks like it's just posturing for the moment while third base is secured, but Light!
Oh, here we go. We have the lock on. It looks like the Immortals are going to be saved. They only get one of those Cyclones, and mate, now Hero has to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, no, he can't even recall because he had to deal with the what's it called earlier? The Liberator. And it looks like these Immortals are going to be microing their hearts out.
They really are, and it looks like they should be hunted down here by these Marines. Hero doesn't have anything on the way either. With the auto turret, the Immortals are going to be going down. Not the biggest loss for Hero, but losing both Immortals and the Prism as well, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, and I guess we see again, even like despite the units being put in quite a disastrous position, focusing down those Immortals instead of retreating, getting the most value out of that situation. And the positioning by Special just to cut them off, it's great to witness. It's beautiful. Things that tear to my eye.
Oh, StarCraft, puppy. StarCraft. Let's go. Meanwhile, Hero, he's moving out across up. He did rebuild his Prism. It is on the way. Storm is completed. Oh, but the Widowmines do borrow here on the high ground. Hero is forced back.
Yeah, and actually a Raven in the main here with some auto turrets, so forces are warping back at home. Pretty cute there by Special, but these units are quite beat up, and keep in mind, like, there's no combat kills for these Marines.
Oh my god, the Marines, they give up their lives to take down the second Prism. A third Prism is on the way, by the way, but was that worth it? A lot of Marines just went down.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. He is going to consolidate behind this wall with these Widowmines, tanks, and Marauders. Keep in mind, there is the back base that's relatively uncontested for Special, but when you're kind of, when your opponent's got a fully saturated third and they've got their gases built up on them, you don't want to be on the back foot kind of as you secure your own. You want to be aggressive across the map and getting damage done.
Yeah, exactly. And Special's going to try and catch up here with this third. As you were pointing out, it unfortunately is a third that has significantly less resources available, but at least Special does have that on the way. He's going to be moving out across. I'm going for a bit of a counterattack, actually. He has eyes on that third Prism, but we have Storm.
We do indeed. We have another Wolf Prism, as you said. Yeah, Light. If I was the third base, I'd be the back third base. It's already oversaturated by Special. It's not a lot going on for it. But here we see a second Robo and a Robotics Bay, and we have a Temper. Hero's looking in a phenomenal position this game, though.
He really is. He's going to need a little bit more time to diversify his splash damage and get into his Colossus and Disruptors, but given time, he will have that. Meanwhile, we do have another Storm. Gonna be just catching the tail end of the army. We do have a Disable, but unfortunately, the High Templar does get saved.
Does too, and now Special actually he's got a lot of firepower. He's got Vikings, Siege Tanks, Widowmines, even Ghost throwing the EMPs. There's only one shield battery here, Light, and here actually, that's He's looking great, but before that infrastructure kicks in, he's being kind of tested a little here.
Yeah, again, as we were saying, there's a window before the Colossus comes out where Hero is vulnerable right now, but the Storms buy a lot of time, enough time for the first Colossus.
So no flank, great splits there by Hero as the Colossus pops out here, and it looks like Hero might just be able to overwhelm, not even using Force Fields in the center. I guess he can't really use the Force Fields for the Sentry, but yeah, he's going to push Special all the way back here, and that was the timing that Special needed.
Yeah, and unfortunately the timing is come and gone. Meanwhile, the third Prism goes down, GG gets called, and Hero takes down Special 2-0.
Yeah, dominant performance there by Korean Protoss player, but again, Special, had flashes of brilliance, looked pretty good in some stages, and really showed, he's playing pretty well. But again, is Jesse the only one? Is Rise the only one to take a map off Hero?
Yeah, the only
Oh,
one.
that's based. That's so sick.
Oh my god, he may be the only one the entire tournament. We will see as Hero does take the 2-0 victory there. We saw Hero just incredibly aggressive that game, and even though he slipped up a couple of times, like Special was able to kill the Prism more than once, Hero was just so far ahead in other aspects, right? Because of how aggressive he was, he got away with the linear third base, he got away with just probing it up, and he wasn't really harassed too much. We saw some Auto Turret harass, we saw some Liberator harass as well, but there was never a moment where more than like 3 probes died. Like, Hero was just so good at defending.
Yeah, it goes back to the best defense is a good offense, right? Because if your opponent's worried with dealing with what you have at your disposal, it's a little hard to get. And here Special did try to get cannon damage done. We had the Raven go across the map. We had units kind of just floating around and posturing. For those of you who weren't here at the start, Hero did drop a game. He got cannon rushed in the first series of the day, but since then he's been pretty dominant for the most part. It's hard to kind of see any chinks in his armor. Isn't the word chinks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, chinks.
Crinks? Yeah, chink, that's it. Yeah, he's been playing really well.
He really has been playing very well, and that's kind of what we expect from Hero. Maybe he was just warming up at the start, or to be fair, maybe PvP is where he is the most vulnerable. It was only, I think, 2 weeks ago where Classic actually beat Hero in the online weekly ESL Asia as well. So PvPs can be quite tricky. We all know about the memes, the coin flip matchup Kappa. But thankfully for Hero, there is no Protoss waiting for him in the grand finals. Instead, it's a Zerg.